reindeer named Claude. Both the dog and the deer wore bright red sashes studded with bells that jingled all the way. I felt quite festive in my red wool peacoat, plaid scarf, and winter white slacks with red flats. It was a rare thing for the weather in our part of the world to require such attire, and somehow that lifted my spirits. Daddy was dressed in the Santa suit he'd donned to take pictures with the kids at our church that afternoon. As we got closer, Darius, John, Robert Pearson, and Grace Sullivan, Mama's best friend and my godmother, the other council members, stopped, chatting, and gaped at us. Darius, in jeans, his red sweater vest, and Christmas bow tie, propped both fists on his hips and cocked his head at Daddy, his face contorted with exasperation. "Frank, have you lost your mind?" "Why does everybody keep asking me that?" Daddy asked. Mama had inquired several times. The reindeer balked. Darius gaped in apparent horror, then threw back his head and consulted the heavens. The response was dramatic, even for Darius, who had a flair for that sort of thing, him being an ex-TV star and all. What was that all about? Of course the reindeer was ridiculous. Who expected anything else from my daddy? "On, Claude," said Daddy, like Santa calling his herd. Claude puffed out a long snort through his lips at Daddy. John and Robert shook their heads and went back to talking amongst themselves. Darius continued his conversation with the Lord. Grace walked down the pier in our direction. "Elizabeth, what were you thinking?" "Me? I didn't borrow the reindeer from the petting zoo." Through a series of events involving pygmy goats and a pot-bellied pig, Daddy had a relationship with a petting zoo in Mount Pleasant. "Clearly, you've enabled your father." Her tone was playful. Grace was well acquainted with my daddy's shenanigans. "That's absurd, and you know it," I said. "Be thankful there's only one of them. This was a compromise." An odd expression crossed Grace's face as she studied the reindeer, like she was puzzled about something. She petted Claude, cooed at him. "My goodness, he's precious. Aren't you the sweetest thing?" Chumley woofed, unaccustomed to being slighted. "Yes, yes, you're darling too," said Grace. "Frank, why are you tormenting this poor creature?" "Tormenting him?" Daddy sounded indignant. "Do you imagine reindeer enjoy boat trips?" asked Grace. "Well, sure," said Daddy. "Doesn't everybody? I figured the little children would enjoy seeing one of Santa's reindeer with him. It adds to my authenticity, don't you think? I bet there's 100 Santas running around town today, half of 'em in the parade, but I'm the only one with the reindeer." Darius wore a slightly crazed look in his eyes. "How in this world are folks supposed to know who you are dressed up in that Santa Claus outfit?" he asked. This was Darius's first parade as a council member, and he clearly took his role quite seriously. "They'll know I'm the one in the Santa suit by process of elimination, won't they?" said Daddy. Grace sighed, shook her head. "Come along, Claude. We may as well get this over with." She took the reins from Daddy and headed towards the barge. Claude followed. "Looky there," said Daddy. "He likes you." "You are not putting that animal on the barge with us." Darius shook his head emphatically. No way." "Why, certainly I am," said Daddy. "Where's your holiday spirit, Darius? Think of the little children." Darius shook his head, muttered something. He seemed to be talking to himself. Then he gestured wildly. "This is beneath the dignity of the council." "You got poop bags for that thing?" John asked. "We're going to hold up the parade," said Robert. "We're supposed to be in line already." "Well, I can't just leave Claude here on the dock by himself," said Daddy. "Come along, Claude." Grace gentled the reins.